The desert wind, usually a whisper of ancient secrets, howled a new terror on that fateful night. Pharaoh Narmer, his gaze as steady as the Nile itself, stood upon the highest battlements of Thebes. He watched the impossible materialize above Luxor. Not stars, but ships, vast and silent, blotting out the very constellations his ancestors had charted. Their obsidian hulls reflected no light, only a deeper, hungrier darkness.
Panic, a cold, creeping serpent uncoiled through Thebes. It was a wave of primal fear unlike any felt since the dreaded Hyksos invasions. These were no earthly invaders. Their forms, when they descended from their colossal vessels, were of chittering, chitinous beings, their multiple limbs ending in razor-sharp talons. Their eyes, a sickly phosphorescent green, glowed with an alien malevolent light, devoid of any discernible emotion. The air crackled with an unnatural hum, a sound that vibrated not just through the ground, but through the very bones of every living creature.
Their purpose was chillingly, horrifyingly clear: to harvest. Not the golden grains of the Nile, not the precious metals from the southern mines, but Aetherium, this pulsating crystalline ore, humming with an energy unlike anything known to humankind, lay deep beneath the very pyramids, a source of unimaginable power that had drawn them across the void. The invaders moved with chilling efficiency, their strange drilling machines tearing into the sacred earth, a sacrilege that made the very stones of Egypt weep.
Narmer, a warrior king forged in countless battles, his name synonymous with unification and strength, knew retreat was a more profound death than any defeat. He stood upon the palace steps, his royal uraeus glittering under the alien glow, his voice amplified by the desperate silence of the terrified masses echoing across the city. "We are the sons and daughters of Ra. We are the inheritors of millennia. We will not yield our sacred lands, our very souls, to these demons of the void." A surge of defiant roar met his words, a brief, fragile flame against the encroaching darkness.
The first skirmishes were brutal, a massacre more than a battle. Pharaoh's elite guard, the finest warriors in all of Kemet, armed with bronze kopeshes and fierce, unwavering loyalty, met the alien energy blasts with suicidal bravery. Their shields, finely crafted and emblazoned with the Eye of Horus, disintegrated under the searing beams. Chariots, once the terror of the battlefield, swerved and spun, their horses rearing in terror as invisible force fields swatted them aside like flies, crushing warriors and animals alike into the dust. The aliens, seemingly invulnerable, moved with an eerie, calculated precision. Yet, the Egyptians were not without their own ancient, formidable power. The high priests of Amun, guardians of forgotten rites, keepers of the deepest mysteries, began to chant. Their voices, low and resonant, vibrated with an otherworldly power, resonating with the very stones of the ancient temples. Hieroglyphs carved millennia ago on weathered papyri and crumbling temple walls began to glow, pulsating with a warm golden light, a defiant beacon against the alien green. The air grew thick with the scent of burning incense and old magic. From the very depths of the earth, where Osiris slumbered in eternal repose, where the foundational magic of Egypt pulsed, golems of sandstone and granite began to stir. Animated by the priest's desperate, soul-wrenching magic, they rose from the desert floor, monolithic figures of power. Their slow, deliberate steps shook the ground, a rhythmic, earth-shattering beat that answered the alien hum. Their massive, unyielding fists, carved from the very bedrock of Egypt, were ready to smash the alien invaders into dust. The earth itself was answering the call of its children.
A tactical genius, honed by a lifetime of conflict. Narmer observed the aliens' patterns, their vulnerabilities. They were formidable, yes, but not invincible. He noticed their shields flickered, their movements became less precise when their immense harvesting beams were active, focused on drawing the Ethereum from deep within the earth. He devised a daring, audacious plan, a strike at their heart, at the Great Pyramid itself, where their largest, most concentrated harvesting operation was underway. It was a gamble, a desperate, all-or-nothing assault. Under the cover of a massive, roiling sandstorm, conjured by the priests with a final arduous ritual, Narmer led his remaining battle-hardened forces. Visibility was zero, a blinding, stinging maelstrom that disoriented even the aliens. His most trusted general, a woman named Nefret, with eyes as sharp and piercing as a falcon's, guided the chariots through the swirling chaos, their wheels churning through the sand. Their arrows, usually tipped with flint or bronze, were now tipped with obsidian, specially enchanted by the priests to disrupt alien shields, to pierce their unnatural defenses.
The battle at the pyramid was cataclysmic, a symphony of destruction and defiant heroism. The chittering aliens, caught off guard by the sandstorm and the sudden brutal onslaught, shrieked in their alien tongue as the colossal sandstone golems tore through their ranks, crushing their delicate limbs, shattering their energy weapons. Narmer, his mighty Hopesh, singing a song of vengeance, personally engaged an alien commander, a towering creature whose very touch could corrode solid stone, its every movement a blur of lethal intent. The clash of bronze against alien carapace echoed across the plateau.
Nefret, a warrior queen in her own right, with a cry that echoed the ancient strength of Sekhmet herself, unleashed a volley of her specially enchanted arrows. They flew true, finding the weak points in the alien commander's armor, striking its visible energy core. The creature exploded in a shower of sickly green sparks and black ichor, its immense harvesting beam faltering, then collapsing entirely. A shock wave rippled through the alien lines.
The tide turned with a vengeance. Seeing their commander fall, their precious Ethereum under direct threat, the remaining alien forces hesitated, their coordinated movements dissolving into a panicked scramble. The Pharaoh's forces, emboldened by their impossible victory, by the sheer audacity of their survival, pressed their advantage with a ferocity born of desperation. The sky, once an obsidian shroud reflecting the aliens' dread presence, began to reclaim its stars, one by one, as the alien vessels, wounded and broken, retreated.
With a final mournful hum that vibrated the very air, the surviving alien ships ascended, vanishing into the returning starlight. They left behind a scarred land, the pyramids themselves bearing the marks of the struggle, but a victorious people. The war was over. The ancient land had defended itself. The memory of the obsidian sky and the pharaoh who dared to defy the stars and emerge triumphant would forever be etched into the annals of ancient Egypt, a legend whispered from generation to generation, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity.